Tom, I'm afraid of the calendar.
Why?
Its days are numbered.
Josh, I thought we were going to talk about $1 million home loans.
If you're new to the channel and you enjoyed today's video on $1 million home loans, please consider subscribing and hit the notification bell. Tom's getting ready to tell us everything that we need to know about to get financing on $1 million plus home today. And as always, the team of agents I work with, eXp Realty and I, we're absolutely here to earn your business. So give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email so I can get you in touch with one of our agents to help you with all your real estate needs. Tom, thanks for being here.
Hey, thanks for having me.
So what do people got to worry about? Like, is there a larger asset ratio when it comes to $1 million home loans?
I think we should define the $1 million home loan in without just saying, well, it's already been defined with the $1 million home loan. But essentially what we're talking about is jumbo home loans.
Jumbo.
So the new number, the Fannie Mae and Freddie, the agencies adjust that jumbo number, technically FHFA adjust it. They adjust it annually. This year there's kind of a gray area. Right now we're using the number of 715,000. So anything above 715,000 is considered a jumbo loan. Those loans are not guaranteed by Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, right? They're jumbo loans, so a private investor, most of the time it's a private bank, jumps into that market. They set the parameters on what they will lend and who they will lend to. That's the jumbo market.
And what specifically, we're talking about Oklahoma mortgage market. We're both in Oklahoma. What does someone need to be prepared for? Down payments, rates, and I know rates there's no way to tell rates right now.
Mm-hmm.
But what is a home buyer who's looking at a jumbo home loan, for example, $1 million plus house, what do they need to look at as far as down payment?
Down payment, it's usually the same, right? You can get away with a 5% down payment. You can get a 10% down payment, 15 and 20%. If you get over some of the numbers, sometimes if you're over 2 million, then the down payment requirement would be 10%. At some point it would be 20% if you get into the higher end numbers. The other thing we tell people to prepare for is it's a big loan, and so they will ask you for a lot of documentation. Or we will ask you for a lot of documentation. At least the last couple of years, taxes and kind of every document you've got. It's a big loan. We ask for all the documents.
And on houses like that, are the appraisals any different, or is it your regular appraisal that you would order for any house?
It's regular appraisal. It can be more expensive because most of the time it's a bigger home and the appraiser is going to cover more ground.
They think they are.
They should be. And then
you can't talk bad about appraisers.
Sometimes we do 2 appraisals. Sometimes 2 appraisers are required. Appraisals are required. And in that case, the second appraisal is always paid for by us, by the lender, where we just want to get a real firm idea on the collateral of the loan. So we'll request 2 appraisals.
Now, being how we're in Oklahoma, some of these houses have significant amounts of land with them. Is there any land restrictions on a house like that if it's on 40 acres or something?
Great question. There used to be restrictions. Those restrictions are gone. So it used to be some restrictions as far as the house has to carry a certain percentage of the value. So you're buying 200 acres, but there's a shack on the house. And the shack might be worth 50 grand, but the rest of the acreage is worth 950. So you've got $1 million property. Those guidelines have gone away. You might run into it. Per investor might have a little bit here or there with what they think is true value. But that's another challenge that we run into on jumbo loans is there's not a ton of comparable homes in Oklahoma. So collateral is huge. That's another reason why we might end up with 2 appraisals.
What's the guy that owned that temporary employment service?
Key?
The Funk?
Okay.
The guy that owns the temporary employment service, he had the huge property out there in Yukon.
Is it Key Personnel?
Is that no? The other one, I don't know. We'll come back to that later on the next video. But he had $1 million home with a significant amount of acreage. And what if some of it's in a floodplain? Does that affect it at all? And I'm not trying to ask you questions that are dumb. I'm trying to ask you questions that we come across in Oklahoma, creeks, rivers, stuff like that on these properties.
If the dwelling is in a flood zone, you're going to be required to have flood insurance.
But not the land. I mean, not flood insurance if it's just the land in it.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Okay, so there's not, and then what, is there a certain amount of boundary if the house needs to be like 100 feet from the creek or something like that?
Yeah, but we'd have to look that up.
Okay, those are specific guidelines we'll put down in the comments below. So this is straight one off. Like, I just stopped by Tom's office today, guys, and he was gracious enough to bless us with these answers. So lots of documentation. Investors are being sold the loan on the back end. You can do it as little as 5% depending on the property and the person's credit and net worth and stuff like that. Is that right?
It's a whole big picture, right, when you're looking at jumbo loans. So it's not just income, it's not just assets, credit, income, assets, collateral. The whole thing plays a part in what your down payment requirement is going to be.
Okay, perfect. Well, Tom, thank you so much for giving us some help with the jumbo loan on today's video. That's super informative. If someone wants to give you a call directly, what's the best number they can reach at?
They can reach us at 405-751-3800. We'd love to hear from you.
And for like lending purposes, do we gotta say NMLS?
We will put all the compliance piece at the bottom of this video.
Yes, that way we're not snake oil salesmaning you. Is salesmaning a word,
That
a
works.
verb?
Yes.
All right. See you guys on the next video. Oh, and don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel if you enjoy this. We're going to start putting out a weekly series where we go over the Oklahoma mortgage market and Oklahoma mortgage information. Speaking of such, is there anything people need to know about the market right now, on the mortgage side of things?
We feel like rates are climbing. We feel like it's getting really, really creative out there. We're having to get really, really creative out there with our buyers. And
All right.
That's what I got.
There you go. And as always, the team of agents I work with, eXp Realty and I, we're absolutely here to earn your business. So give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email so I can get you in touch with one of our agents to help you with all your real estate needs. See you guys on the next video.